You have all been gathered here today to witness the love between owner and pet, and by chance you might be able to experience the joy that can be found in creating yearbook photos for them.
Did you seriously say pet yearbook photos?
Duh.
Today, the topic is yearbook photos. We're making some for my pets. I would be lying if I said I haven't done it before. Let me just show you really quick. We have Stormy, the most beautiful. We actually, they're all very beautiful. They're all very beautiful. We have Squashy, very, very handsome, and then we have Pooties, who is also very, very beautiful. But since that point in time, I have 2 more pets. So today we got to make 2 more personas and costumes and yearbook photos. Okay, so it's time to sketch out some little personas for these guys. My iPad needs to charge, so we're doing this the old-fashioned way with crayons. You want to see what we have so far? Okay, so this is Lucian. He's kind of a jerk and he bullies everybody in the house. And he's just kind of really chaotic and doesn't really care about anything except for himself. And he can really be a poop head. And when I tried to draw his butt at work, he was really a big jerk. So he's being like a Chad, like he's like a jock, and so that's why he's wearing kind of like a football jersey that says I Heart Hot Moms on it, because I just feel like that's how he would be. And then Noodle, she's just really a B word. She's just very sassy. I mean, she's very nice and she loves to cuddle, and she's very, very, like, she likes to cuddle almost more than anybody. So that's why I kind of chose like a Snooki inspired aesthetic for her, kind of like a hot Cheeto girl, because she's like hard on the outside and she likes to fight, but she's soft on the inside and she really just wants to be cuddled, you know what I mean? So that's the goal for today. Disregard that rumble of my crappy Carola. We're gonna head to Michael's because we need a few different colors of felt, because like to match our little doodle that we did, and then we also need some blonde yarn. And I think I'm also gonna do brunette for Noodle. I haven't decided. I was debating blonde or brunette, but because she's so sassy, I kind of want to do like blonde because she's kind of like Regina George. I don't know. I'm undecided. I'm home and I've gathered the needed materials to make this yearbook photo happen. Full list is felt, yarn, a glue gun, and you might need like some string or ribbon or something. Okay, so I made us up a little pattern just to kind of show you the general shape that both of these little costumes are gonna be in. So the way they work is this is kind of like a collar thing, and we want it bigger rather than too small because that just makes everything easier. And then the body, honestly, I just eyeball it. It really doesn't matter that much as long as it's not like too big or too tiny. So that's not a great description, but just eyeball it. Do your best. So clearly our neck parts here have to be a little bit longer, so I'm just gonna take a bit of this like scrap felt, overlay it a bit, and then cut it to size. Now we just gotta hot glue those hose on. And when she beckons, she calls me Abby. I know you're breathing. Do you see the vision? So for Noodle, I want her to have a very feminine neckline, so we're gonna cut that out. Please disregard that my light keeps cutting out on me. I got this ring light for like $9.99 on clearance at Walmart, and I don't know why I expected it to last longer. Do you see the vibes? Lucian's neckline is just gonna be ever so slight, but not much. Starting off with Noodle's outfit, I thought it would be cool if she had like the bottom half of her shirt was a different print. And so I think I'm gonna do that with a cheetah print. So let's do that. I am actually gonna trace it this time. Bring Noodle back out. Beautiful. Now let's just hot glue her into place. Next, I think she just needs like a little belt to like combine those 2 areas, and then a neckline of a different color, and then I think we'll be done with Noodle's fit. Beautiful. To do the neckline really quick, I'm just gonna set Noodle's costume over top of my, here, I'm gonna try to conserve my felt so it can be reused for other projects so I don't cut it stupidly. There we go. I'm gonna set it over top of that and trace it. The only reason I have it flipped is just so I don't accidentally get Sharpie on my good side. And so let's just do that, and then I will explain as I go. So now that I have the collar shape traced out, I'm just gonna go around it and eyeball the shape of what I think the trim would be. And now cut out. Now let's bring Noodle back out and try her on for size. Noodle's costume, that is. And look at that. That's pretty chic. So let's hot glue it on. Now you might be wondering, Bridget, how do I get that into a circle to go around my cat's neck? Well, it's really up to you how you want to go about it. I think last time I did Velcro, you could really hot glue it. You could button it. I think in this case, I think screw it. I think we'll try it on them and hot glue them at the end. That's gonna be easiest. Okay, so now I'm just gonna decorate Lucian's. Okay, so if you'll recall my original concept drawing for these outfits, Lucian's was a little bit more scandalous, but I did end up deciding that my son is much too wholesome and I cannot be putting him in anything that says anything like that. So he just gets a regular little like football outfit, little football outfit, because he's a football man. Let us cast aside our outfits for right now and make some little wigs. I cut out 2 small faces of felt. Just like two little circle guys. Just eyeball it. I picked the cheetah print felt just because I thought it would blend the best, but it really doesn't matter. You can use paper if you want. Next, we need our yarn. Have you ever made one of those like doll yarn wigs when you were a little girl? I did, and so that's how I go about this. So we're gonna make Noodles first. She's gonna have some long, luxurious hair, and so I'm gonna hold the end in my little hand and just wrap. And you're gonna go for like freaking forever. We're at the end. I'm just gonna snippety snip with like a little extra hanging over just to be safe. And then I'm gonna take this hoe off my elbow and tie a knot right around the center. So now I have my big ol' ring. I'm just gonna give it a good cut. And now we have the bases, the base. Bases, base. We have the start to our tiny little wig. I bet you're wondering, Bridget, what's that little felt piece for? So what I'm gonna do is I have my little wig still parted here in the middle, and I'm just gonna hot glue this right on the base. And so this is gonna be the part that like sits on their head. As far as making the snooky part, I really don't have this planned out, so we're gonna be learning together. I'm using my knee to be like my little like a head model, and I think my game plan is I'm just gonna try to like take a top section of this yarn. I'm gonna flip it forward for a hot second, and then I'm gonna try to take some extra yarn and like make a little mat that I can hot glue underneath here. In this part, I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna just try to make it as like fluffy and voluptuous as possible to go underneath there. So I'm gonna try to pull apart a piece of yarn to like get it to go under there. That's what I'm working with so far. I'm gonna add another long piece of yarn to that. I used a little hot glue to help it like keep its shape. Cool. So now I have my little like bun looking thing, and my game plan is just to put a little hot glue on it. Ooh, not pull my little weave off my knee. And so this is gonna be like represent the back of the head. And so I'm just gonna stick this little bun right on what would be like the center back of her little baby noggin. And now that that's back there, we're gonna pull over. Actually, now that that's there, I'm gonna add some hot glue around this line of it, so when I flip my hair over, it doesn't all like fall down. You know what I mean? Maybe you don't, but just watch and find out. Now I think I'm just gonna cut another little piece of yarn to tie it right here in the back. I know you're probably really eager to see what I'm looking at, so let's flip her around This is the front, but we definitely need to give her some face framing pieces, don't you think? Alrighty, so for our face framing pieces, I'm gonna move the majority of all of this yarn to the back and just leave out the stuff that's in the front. And we're just gonna give her some like long bangs. Beautiful, don't you think? Noodle's wig, complete. Now Lucian's wig, we wanna do something really special with. If you scroll on TikTok and look up ice cream scoop hair, you will go on a journey of really bad hair. It's not just your regular really bad hair, it's bad hair that's supposed to look like that. I don't know. I'm glad this wasn't trendy when I was in high school. I don't even think it's trendy anymore. I have no idea, but I feel like my cat Lucian would rock the ice cream scoop hair. So that's what we're gonna try to give him. For this one, it's obviously gonna be a lot shorter. So I'm kind of trying to decide what I wanna wrap it around. Honestly, your feet aren't a bad option. So instead of holding the string, you can also just tie it. So I'm just gonna freaking tie this around my feet and do it that way so I don't have a super long wig, but I also have a good amount of yarn to work with. So let us commence. Now we're just gonna give it a good cut down the middle. Beautiful. I'm gonna do the exact same thing. I'm gonna hot glue this onto my little circle guy. Now to achieve the ice cream cone hairstyle, I'm not really sure how. So we're gonna figure it out together. But if you wanted to just have like the kind of like Chucky styled hair that Squash had that I showed you at the very beginning, you could stop after the step I'm about to show you. As if anyone's actually gonna be doing this, but someone might. So I'm just gonna cut around this in a circle, almost like a bowl haircut. And I'm gonna go longer on this one than I would if I had, actually no, go longer than you would anticipate. And just give it a nice old bob. So you could stop here. The only thing you would need to attach it is just take a piece of yarn, like a long one, and tie it around here so you can tie it under your pet's chin. I'm not stopping here though, because we need like some swishy hair. Yeah. Okay, so for my plan of attack for this swishy hair, I've added some additional materials to the list, such as tinfoil, and I think I'm gonna reach for some spray glue. I'm gonna roll this tinfoil into like a donut shape, and then you'll see where I'm going with that. So for this hair to defy gravity, what I'm thinking is I'm going to flip it upside down in the center of this little like mold guy, and layer by layer I'm going to like spray glue them up. How does that sound? Does that make sense to you? It makes sense to me. Now I'm just gonna wait for that to dry. So while I'm waiting for my bird's nest to dry, I'm gonna do a size check on Miss Noodle. So the way I'm gonna do that is I'm just gonna grab my little doo-doo here. Yeah, I think that's about perfect. And then I'm just gonna see where it lands. I put a little marker somewhere. You're such a good model, Doo-doo. There you go. Make a little marky. I'm gonna just trim off a little bit of the excess, but not all of it. And then that's where I'm gonna hot glue gun it, which I'll do in a minute because I turned my hot glue gun off because I don't want my cats like in the hot glue gun to be connected. As you can see, I'm in my all black outfit and we are almost ready to go, but I wanted to explain what I'm going to do before I actually had my cats in here so we can make it a really swift process for them. Also, I kind of want to touch on, if you do decide to do this at home and you want to make a yearbook photo as well for your pets, these are not intended to be left on them. They're not intended to be on them at all without any supervision. They should be on them for maybe a minute or two maximum. These are not like professional pet costumes. They should not chew, eat, anything like that on these costumes. Supervision, people. supervision. And also like just, sorry, this is very fun, but it's only fun if we are very nice and respectful about it to our sweet little babies. Okay, now that's put to the side. I also made a little necklace for Noodle out of 2 bracelets. I just like clipped 2 bracelets together so she could have a little bit of bling. So the game plan is I'm gonna take a video, and that's what I've done in the past, so I can take screenshots from the video to get my photos, because taking individual photos with them in my arms by myself is difficult. So the best way to do that is to film the whole thing, which I will show you, and then I will take screenshots from the film, and then we can edit those into our yearbook photos. So something's gone wrong. My ring light, as I may have mentioned before, it died and just decided that it no longer wants to give light to me. And because of that, my photos turned out poo-poo caca. Because of these poo-poo caca photos, I am not satisfied. I need to do better. And also my idea with the all black really didn't work out because my hands were in it. So I have gathered my thoughts over the week, and I've came up with a plan B, because I don't think this is how I did it the first time. I don't even remember. You know what? We're gonna do better than the first time. So here's my current game plan. I don't have a new ring light yet. I haven't picked one out. I'm being really picky. I need to pick one. I don't know. I don't know what I want. I'm gonna put a white screen on my television in the living room and use that for my light. And then I'm gonna try the same setup with a video and take screenshots from the video, but I'm going to wear a sheet, a solid colored sheet, and hold my pets with the sheet. I think this might work. So I'm sure there's like a million different ways that you could edit the background out of your photos. It all just really kind of depends on what type of phone you have, how your pictures turned out, and what just ends up being easiest for you. And for me, the easiest way was the little preset sticker way on the iPhone. So I just took a screenshot of my video, and then if you just hold your little thingy on your image, it should just like cut it out and give you the option to turn it into a sticker. And so that's what I did. And then I just put my little sticker on a like school photo background that I got off Google. Oh, you thought I was gonna show you final results? Why would I do that? I'm just kidding. All right. Thank you for making it to the end. Extra thank you if you're gonna do this, because that would be so cool. Make sure you like tag me in it or something. Do something so I can see it, because that would be pimp. If you liked this even a little bit, or used it for background noise, or used it to like make yourself feel less lonely, or if you used it to make yourself feel really any sort of type of way, or even angry, maybe if you even hate me, you should give me a like. Give me a hate like. And maybe if you love to hate me, you could subscribe. Maybe you could do that too. You should do that. Okay, bye.